Hello everybody, Kane here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we are back on the world to get more work done on the Ice Age area as we've been doing for a while now. So today's episode, the main objective, I think, or at least what I'm kind of planning to do today, is probably again going to focus on the terror birds. We still need to get the interiors of the exhibits done. I'd like to see if I could expand this because I'm feeling a bit more energized and have a bit more time than I did last episode to get things done. So we're gonna see if we can get around to expanding this up a bit, throwing some foliage in all the exhibits. And if I finish all that and still have time, maybe I'll get to work on some terrain, or maybe I'll start the dodos. Who knows, who knows, who knows? Lots of interesting things could happen, in all honesty. I've got lots of stuff to work on. Anyway, since this episode, I don't think I've really done all that much, have I? I don't really think so. I kind of just, to be honest, nowadays, between episodes, I spend more and more time just jumping and running around the park and like looking at things. And I have to say, like, I'm really happy with how the Ice Age area is kind of coming together now. It's definitely really nice. It's becoming a lot more fun to look at. You know, mostly because the exhibits aren't empty anymore. There's stuff in them. There's life. There's interest. There's all sorts of stuff going on. I do quickly want to look at the Smilodon exhibit again, just because I'm really happy with how this looks. And I think part of that's just because it's a bit different. We have this cool little viewing area over the fence, which I think was a really fun design to do. And even just this viewing, or shaded viewing area, I do still think I should raise these up a bit, but even this is something cool that we should definitely do in more exhibits. I know we've got one in the Triceratops exhibit, but I don't know, I think we should do it more often. Well, I'll have to see about that. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to go over, so I'm gonna get started on the exhibits, and I'll bring you guys back in when I have made a bit of progress on our little Terror Birds project. Alright guys, and we're back with some progress that's been made. Also, for some reason, I think I mentioned this, yep, there's proof, in a previous video, but for some reason mobs weren't spawning on my world, and all of a sudden they're spawning again, so I don't know what happened. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I did a lot of work. To be honest, I think I may have done too much work between clips, because I kind of finished everything to a degree. Well, no, not to agree. I pretty much just finished off all the Terror Bird exhibits. If we kind of look around here, I'm realizing this view isn't the greatest for seeing everything, is it? Because you can't really see a bunch of the bottom of the enclosure. So I guess we'll head downstairs. But yeah, I kind of finished off the Terror Birds. I don't know why I just. Well, I think I was expecting it to not be as much work as I thought it was gonna be, so I was like, oh yeah, it'll just be easy, finish it in one clip, bada bing, bada boom, we're done. Yeah, and then I just kind of kept working more and more, and then yeah, I finished it. I think it looks okay. You might be like, oh, this is kind of barren, you know, there's not lots of trees or plants and stuff, but I figured that's kind of necessary for these ones, considering they're, you know, terror birds, and these ones are carnivorous. So they probably need a lot of space to run, so having lots of trees and stuff in their enclosure probably isn't going to be great. But this one's probably one of the more densely forested ones. It's got more bushes and stuff, but yeah, I think overall it looks pretty good. I think this exhibit looks a lot larger now, especially if we could run over there, than it did for some reason, and I don't really know why that is. Again, because I didn't end up expanding it at all. It's still the same number of terror birds, but I feel like throwing the foliage in makes it look more interesting, or at least more spacious for some reason. I may be wrong, who knows? But yeah. Anyway, it's kind of funny. That was meant to be like the entire episode, and now I'm like, we've got like, what, 4 or 5 minutes of footage now? Like, what do we do from here? So I think what I'm probably going to do is, maybe do a bit of work on the terrain around here. Just kind of work on this a bit, work on the pathways a bit, and do that kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll kind of see what happens from there, hopefully. What was it? I've been looking around here though, and I really don't know how the pathways are even gonna work. Because on one hand, we have like this, which is connecting up to the stuff. But then we also have like this, or on one side it's going to connect, but on the other side it isn't. And maybe this is where I throw the dodos. Who knows? Yeah, they could just have an exhibit down there. That might work quite well, actually. Oh, I don't know why those chunks aren't loading in, but I do think it's cool, like, seeing on a big map like this whole area. I think it's very awesome. Oh, I have a Meganura in that one. How did you get out? How? How did it escape? I'm legitimately confused as to how it got out. I guess I'll have to deal with that. So, you know what? No, I'll deal with it later. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna go work on some terrain, and I'll bring you guys back when I have gotten some stuff done. So I'll see you guys in just a second. And here we are with more stuff finished. I made a decent amount of progress. I don't know if it's immediately obvious. I feel like part of it is, I mean, looking at this, and then at this, and at this, and the fact I got rid of the giant floating sky islands, and I also raised it up by 1 block over here with the viewing area. I also put the Smilodons back in the enclosure, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how they got out. Maybe they've just phased through a block. I mean, that's still a bug, so that's possible. That's what happened. But yeah, I decided to do more work on the pathways, like I said, and yeah, it's going places a bit now. It's kind of coming together. I filled this in, so this is now proper. We've got the usual leaf block and dark oak wood fence barriers going around. Did a lot of work over here, getting that stuff filled in. Got some more of this filled in. Actually filled out the pathway over here because it's been sitting like half finished over here for ages. Did a bit of work on that. Started laying this out. Or connected the wooden pathway up to just the regular pathway. It's kind of coming together a bit more. It's kind of working a bit better. Still confused as to what I'm gonna do concerning this section. Because as you can see, I've kind of got the beginnings of like, the regular kind of raised pathway kind of coming along. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue that the entire way along or if it's gonna stop at a certain point. I'm not really sure. Pathways are confusing and hard to build sometimes. Like, no joke. They're not always the most fun things in the world to build, but you know what? We're gonna try and build some. As for the dodos, I'm still trying to figure out where they're gonna go when I eventually get them in. To be honest, I'm thinking right here. I'm thinking right up here. I know we had said something about doing a dodo cafe type thing back several episodes ago, probably back around when we were starting this project, but I don't think I'm gonna do that in the end. Maybe we'll make a cafe around here, but I don't think the dodos will be in it. I think the dodos will just probably sit like right here because I feel like this is a nice little empty spot in between the exhibits over there, and these two things. So I feel like we could easily throw the dodos like right here, build a little enclosure for them, and that'd be fine. I don't think we're gonna do that this episode. In fact, I think for the rest of this episode, I'm just gonna teleport to the storage room real quick. We're gonna get some dirt. Yeah, no, I have so much dirt because, well, when you dig out as many mountains as I have, you start to collect a lot of it. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of terraform a bit more, work a bit on this for the rest of the episode, and just kind of get that done. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how things are kind of transitioning, how things are going right now. We're making a good amount of progress. I'm gonna get rid of that because I think at this point it's gonna start transitioning to probably just the glass railing, I guess. I don't know. I should probably look at the rest of the park and see how I've kind of done this kind of stuff in the past, I guess, because that's probably a good indicator of what I should do here. Man, it feels weird how long it's been since I mean, I know occasionally I'll go and visit the Dinosaurs park and we'll go like walk through it, but like how long it's been since I've actually built there. I mean, what, we're on episode 80 something? I don't even know which episode we're on anymore. 80 something. And the last time I worked on the dinosaur park was episode like 58 or something like that. So it's been a little while, which is kind of crazy because I'm realizing now like each of these episodes is like if we have 2 a week, that means, you know, like 30 episodes. That's like 15 weeks. So it's been several months since I've really worked on that park. So I'm guessing once we go back there after episode 100, it's gonna take me like a few episodes to kind of get back in the swing of how we're building over there and that kind of stuff. Granted, like the first 2 projects are probably just gonna be rebuilds for setting up the Jurassic and Cretaceous sections of the park. So I guess that'll be an easy way to kind of get back into how that area works. But anyway, just kind of throw stuff along. I know originally my plan was to completely get rid of the river, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I think we'll just leave part of it in, and that will probably fill into this basin we're kind of creating right now. Yeah, I think that should work okay, because I don't know, I don't feel like I'm actually going to spend enough time to like completely remove it and all that kind of stuff, because I mean, it would look all right, I think, if I did that, but at the same time, that is a pretty big project, and I already have enough big projects right now that we need to finish up and work on and stuff like that, since we've got I mean, I still have to completely I have to finish off the Megalania building still, and after that we also have to finish off all the snow in the Ice Age zone, and we should get ready to sleep because so many monsters spawn out here, because I don't really, well, because I built this entire area with no monsters spawning, so it was like, oh, I don't really need to light everything up then. And then they just randomly start spawning again, and I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You know what? Help. Come on, son. Set, please. Let me sleep. Let me sleep before the monsters show up. No, let me escape my terrible fate. That is actually really pretty, though. I like shaders. Although I have considered not using shaders anymore. I've also considered switching texture packs and switching shader packs. Lots of decisions. I don't know, because it's kind of like, I know we've been using Faithful, I think, for just about every single Dino series I've done. And Faithful is pretty much the only texture pack I usually play with, but on the other hand, a part of me feels like it'd be kind of cool to use a different texture pack once in a while. And for a little while, just use something different, see how the park would look. That kind of stuff. Of course, though, there is the problem of switching around texture packs in this game, and that each texture pack makes each block look different, usually. So something that might look good in one texture pack might look really bad if you switch texture packs. So I mean, that's always something you gotta think of. Although, what is it? There was that really old like Sphax style Jurassic Park texture pack that I remember playing with ages and ages ago. That was back when the mod was in 1.5, 1.4 and 1.5. That's when I think that texture pack was around. Man, that was ages ago. Man, that actually was a really long time ago, but I really liked that texture pack back in the day. That was a lot of fun to work with. Had a lot of really cool textures for it. I'm thinking of also trying to, well, I mean, people know we've been working on like some custom dinos textures that we're going to use in this zoo. Like the Deinonychus has a new custom texture I've made for it, and I think we'll probably use the Spinosaurus texture I've made as well. By the way, if you guys missed this, I believe it was yesterday. Yesterday when this video goes up, I guess. We did a live stream where we worked on making some signs for the dinosaur park using the Zawa mod, which I think is going to be a really cool thing once we finish that. Should be really cool. Add a bit more interest to the park, make things a bit more unique. I'm actually a really big fan of what we did there. What else? I'm trying to think, what else have I kind of planned through with this that I'd like to do? I don't know. I do like the idea, though, of maybe getting a more Jurassic Park kind of texture pack going. I think that could be kind of cool. Oh, culture vats, that's the other thing. I might change the color of the culture vats back to like, I used to have like a very not a lime green, kind of like a turquoise color. Somewhat inspired, I think Poet Plays had something like that, and I really liked that color, so I kind of made my own version of it, my own rendition. And I don't know, I really liked it. It looked cool. So maybe I'll do something like that at some point. We'll see. Might not do that for a while. Kind of just depends how motivated I feel. Well, not even how motivated I feel, how tired I feel. Because you know, doing a bunch of artwork kind of like that takes a lot out of you at the end of the day. And if you're not feeling the most energized, it can be kind of hard to be super creative. Same with like building and stuff, because like, I mean, I could have all of these grand ideas, but if I'm too tired to really sit down and work with them, you know, I'm not really gonna get anything done. But yeah, this is already kind of coming together quite well right over here. Let's bring that out a bit more, and then we'll just kind of smooth this bank out. This side is definitely much steeper than the other side is, but I think that's okay for the most part. Yeah, because yeah, that's actually gonna be kind of cool. And maybe we can fence this part off or something like that, and we can kind of make this a lake instead. So maybe we could raise it up a few blocks, and yeah, that could be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool indeed. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Let's see. I should go check up on the terror birds. Because I don't really think I showed off the exhibits that well. This is kind of what they're looking like. I think it's pretty good. Slight mix of flowers. I just used the birch trees. I didn't use any of the spruce for this one. Which I think is the first exhibit I've actually completely done that with, because I think there were spruce trees and I think even the Smilodon one. No, did the Smilodon? No, the Smilodons didn't have any. Oh, I didn't realize that. But yeah, I think I've just, oh yeah, because I said my reason for not using the spruce ones for that exhibit was just that they take forever to build and they're more annoying. Which is just the same case for these. I was like, I'm building 3 exhibits today. I don't really want to, you know, be using trees that are going to take me a super long time to use and build and stuff like that, because I don't know, I wasn't feeling up to it really. Let's get some volcanic stairs and just kind of finish off this real quick, and just kind of line up the pathway real quick with our ever favorite stone brick stairs. Do I have my pickaxe with me? I have my paleontology pickaxe. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I'm not really digging up any fossils right now. Can lose a little bit of durability. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I've realized 2 things. One, I should really stock up more on biofossil and fossils and stuff, fossil blocks, than I think I need to. Because eventually, the fossil system is going to change, right? We all know that. And I know people are always like, oh, it's going to delete your worlds and whatnot. And to be honest, at this point, if it deletes the world, then we're just not going to update the mod. And I think that makes sense, right? I mean, why would I update a mod if it's going to break this world completely? More than likely, I'm just going to spend a week or 2 and just kind of fix it up and make sure everything's working all right. But before those kind of updates hit, like the paleontology update, I like 100% guaranteed, I am going to be mining a ton of biofossils and fossil blocks beforehand, so that way I can just, well, have stuff to analyze before the update drops, because once the update drops, that means I'm going to be stuck with, you know, having to use a completely different system to get dinosaurs, and I'm not really excited about that, but you know what, whatever. Anyway, I feel like I've just been talking nonsense for a little bit. I'm still pretty tired, but you know what? I felt a bit less tired today. I felt a bit less foggy, which is pretty good, I may also just need to record videos later in the day than I currently do, which might actually help. Recording them right after I wake up, or like 2 hours after I wake up, might be a bad idea. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really happy with how this is all turning out. I think this park's really starting to tie together, really starting to look good. I think once we finish off like decorating this area and maybe getting the dodos in, I think it's really gonna start just like getting those last few things rolling to really make this all flow together, and it's gonna be awesome. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. Let me know anything you'd like to see, any decorations you'd like me to do, fountains, rest areas, restaurants. Let me know what you want to see. And until next time, guys, see ya.